This is Eurodollar University, one of the most successful macroeconomic channels in the entire world. But what he talks about is the plumbing of the banking system. That is the most boring topic in human history. Yet we are getting 2 million views per month. And if we look over the past, we're doing 26 million views per year, making hundreds of thousands of dollars that YouTube pays us, and then has a huge back end business from just a very simple YouTube strategy that we're going to go over, leveraging the expertise of
Good talk.
if we look here at Jeff's most popular videos, what you're going to notice is we are replicating the exact same format over and over again, but we're taking some of the most boring, nuanced topics that no one cares about and turning them into incredible viral videos that bring in hundreds of thousands of customers. So the Swiss Central Bank just sent a huge warning to the world. This video was on the Swiss Central Bank cutting interest rates. First off, how many people care about a central bank cutting interest rates in the US? Well, how many do you think care about the Switzerland Central Bank? I can tell you it's probably a handful of people on earth that care about this and have the depth of understanding of what Jeff's going to talk about in this video. But what we have is the Swiss central banker, or that's his politician, I honestly forget. And then it's WTF just happened with just a very stark looking background. But it's somehow the Swiss central bank just did something that impacts me. And so the only way I'm going to find out what just happened in Switzerland and how it's going to impact me is by clicking on this video. And then Jeff is quite literally the foremost expert on the banking and plumbing of the system that once he gets you, you are going to be very interested because this is new information that you've never heard before. The second most popular video is Walmart. And Walmart has had a huge warning in their earnings report that Jeff read through the entire earnings report, where they were saying that people are no longer able to afford Walmart, which Walmart is known as the lowest cost place. And so that means the economy is not doing very well. And this one, guess what? We reused the exact Swiss central bank just sent a massive warning to the world with the exact same thumbnail. Sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about knowing what people care about and supplying that. So much of online is supply versus demand. How much demand can you create for a subject? How much supply is there of people talking about the Swiss central bank? There's zero. So if you can force demand for that topic, you will take the entire apple because no one else even knows what's going on with the Swiss central bank. And so you can have an entire marketplace to yourself. So you can think, okay, I have a very nuanced skill set and no one's going to care about it. That's the wrong question or the wrong statement. What you should say, how can I make people care about my very nuanced take on something? That's how do you force demand? Because YouTube is very different than any other platform. It is a click and watch platform. You have to choose to take time out of your day to click on this video. You don't get fed the video. It's not like news where CNBC brings someone on and you're forced to watch them or you click off. It's you have to make the cognitive choice to click and watch this video. And because we're so good at curating curiosity for Jeff, understanding his ICP of people that are interested in the economic state of the world and how this is going to impact their portfolio, we create videos that we can force demand for. And then what the real goal is, how do you turn as many of these people into customers? How can you get sponsors for the channel? How can you turn this into a multi-million dollar per year business? And that's by being an expert and packaging the videos with an incredible strategy for every single video. What do you think, Jan?
Well, the first thing that I immediately noticed is that all the thumbnails are telling me to watch it today, and it's not it's not difficult to understand at all. I might not understand who this is. I do understand the flags and what the fuck just happened is kind of creating curiosity already. And here showing Walmart and then spending just stopped. It is something on top of the title. It is like an extra grab for urgency, you can say, because for this one, you could also just put huge warning here in the thumbnail, but then the video would have never gotten 600K views.
Yeah, it's adding on to each other. So you have to take the title and add additional layers of curiosity to the title or thumbnail. And you have to give away enough to where people know that it's important and that they have to watch it and that it's a topic they're interested, but not enough to where they don't have to watch. If I said in this title, the Swiss central bank just cut interest rates, how many views would this video have? It would probably be none, because you've told them what you've already told them what happened. And so You need to give away enough to where there's interest, but not enough to where they don't have to watch.
Also, look at their faces. They're all mad and curious and surprised. If you just put the guy smiling on here, Jeff just smiling with a Walmart logo, would have had completely different results.
It is times to have people smiling, but it would be incongruent. If you said Walmart just warned the US economy is collapsing, and then you have Walmart with a stark background and spending just stopped. If Jeff was smiling, you'd say, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because this is a serious discussion. So the facial expression has to be congruent to the topic at hand. So if you look at this one to the right, governments are silently collapsing around the world right now. You have the president of 3 different countries, all of them looking incredibly concerned. And so what does that do? That amplifies the title and shows this is something that I do have to watch. These people are worried. If they were all happy, that would be incongruent to the topic at hand.
And I guess the last thing that you can add to the actual packaging strategy, don't overcomplicate it. In this one, flag and like bank is kind of the background. Face, text. Walmart, face, text. Face, text, flag.
Yeah, there's
Face,
literally less
text.
than 4 assets in every single one of these. And so you don't have to get complicated if you understand the psychology behind it. And you can try and put 100 things in something, but that doesn't move the needle. It's how do you drive humans to make a decision to watch this video right now? And that's what we've done really well with Jeff's channel over and over and over again. And now he's pioneered as the expert in the entire world. And he's going on Patrick's Bet David's podcast once a month because he's the expert. We have these opportunities because we've built a very large brand with Jeff. And Jeff is fortunately the foremost expert in the entire world. So this would work for any business or any topic that you're interested in if you can force demand for a subject. And you can see it doesn't have to be interesting. It can be very boring. The Swiss central bank cutting interest rates, and you can curate demand for a video of that nature. So what would this mean for your business? Let's just go to the back end. If you were getting 2 million people watching your videos, this is 230,000 hours per month of people consuming your stuff, understanding more about your expertise in your business, and you get paid to do it. Think about times you literally are begging people to hear the pitch for your business. Well, YouTube is paying us to pitch your business. If you had 1.8 million people this month that walked into your business, how many more customers do you think you'd get? I guarantee you it's more than 0. And so that is the power of this, because people come to you as opposed to you needing to hardcore convince someone to buy your product. It's you build a trust level over time.
So also, Jeff not pitching in every single video adds on to this, that when he does pitch it or when he does run a webinar, there's leverage and people have like feel good, like they got so much free value from him that they've slightly obligated to buy something from him when he's offering something that they need, because he already gave me so much free stuff. Same thing that Hormozy did with his $100 million webinar. He gave so much free stuff that now he offers something that people can afford and kind of need, they buy. So you don't have to pitch in every single video either. So if you want to see how this works for a boring CPA, the biggest CPA in America, but very boring information, you want to watch this video.